I want to be clear that if you commit a violent, senseless act here in our state, our law enforcement will hunt you down and bring you to justice.
That was Arkansas's governor about a half hour ago announcing a Springdale man is in custody for the double murder that happened on Saturday at Devil's Den State Park.
His name is James Andrew McGann. He was taken into custody around 5 p.m. at a business in Springdale. He's charged with 2 counts of capital murder and the death of 43-year-old Clinton Brink and his wife, Kristen. Investigators believe McGann fatally attacked the couple while they were hiking in Devil's Den on Saturday.
During the news conference, the governor spoke on the tireless work that law enforcement they've done over the past 5 days, bringing a suspect into custody and finding justice for the children and family of Clinton and Kristen Brink leave behind.
Our entire state is grieving for the tragic loss and senseless and horrific crime that's taken place in this area. One of the worst experiences that certainly I've ever had was making a phone call to the Brink family earlier this week. Nothing like that should ever take place. And for a family to have to go through and deal with that level of tragedy is something that no one should ever experience, and something that we never want to take place in our state.
Now, we were told in that news conference that the suspect was arrested after visiting this hair salon in Springdale. He is now charged with 2 counts of capital murder. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach was at that news conference in Lowell. She joins us now to help break down more of what we learned tonight. What can you tell us, Claire?
That's right. The press conference just wrapped up at 9:45, and we heard statements from state police, state parks, and Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. State police confirmed that the arrest took place this afternoon just before 5 p.m. at Lupita's Beauty Salon on Huntsville Avenue in Springdale. Stacey Rhodes of Arkansas State Police says she believes that 28-year-old James Andrew McGann had just moved to Springdale from Oklahoma for a job at a local school. He faces 2 capital murder charges. Police said the Brink family was notified of the arrest just after it happened this afternoon, and that the motive of the crime is still being investigated. State Park said that the trails at Devil's Den remain closed, and they're taking their time to reopen them. Police said they'll release more information as the investigation continues. But for now, I'll send it back to you. We'll keep you updated.
Started getting messages from a number of people here locally who said, hey, we believe in it.
Because of their hard work and investigative skill, we were able to take a monster off the streets and bring relief to Clinton and Kristen's precious girls. And to the rest of citizens of Arkansas.
That was Colonel Mike Hager, who became emotional as he was giving the information about this arrest of the suspect. Here's another look now at the suspect's mugshot. All right, he was arrested this evening and Springdale charged with 2 counts of capital murder.
We're going to continue following updates, of course, from state police, and we'll have the latest developments on 5 News Plus. To learn how to download 5 News Plus to your smart TV, you can always text 479-785-5000, and we'll send you the instructions on how to download it.
Let's get a check of radar. There are a couple of thunderstorms moving through the area this evening, specifically one in Franklin County, dumping a little bit of water out here. A lot of lightning with it. It's not severe, but there are probably some gusty winds, 40 to 45 miles per hour out of that specific cell. There are some spotty showers elsewhere. This, though, right here is the strongest one we've got from Watalula down 23 over towards Ozark, back towards Altus as well. Coal Hill and Hartman saw a little bit of rain out there. Broadly speaking, taking a look at the big picture, here comes our cold front. This is the big cold front we've been tracking the last several days. It's not moving quickly at all, but overnight while you're asleep, it's going to make some eastward progress, and it'll work its way through the area tomorrow. Now, yeah, it gets here tomorrow, but it doesn't immediately turn cool or even comfortable for everybody immediately. Highs across the area tomorrow are going to range greatly with even just a few miles difference. In fact, we could only see highs in the 80s across Benton County, where we crack into the 90s across Washington County. The River Valley We're not going to get that relief for us until probably Friday as that front continues to dive off towards the south. Not only does it bring some cooler temperatures, lower humidity, could even be a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. We'll track those on the latest Futurecast and 10-day forecast here in just a few moments.
All right, Scott, thanks. The Arkansas Department of Transportation finishing a study on the safety of state highways and interstates, and now they plan to build cable median barriers to improve safety on the roads. $53 million in federal safety funding. RDOT says installing cable barriers is meant to be more cost-effective and less deadly than concrete barriers. I-49, one of the many interstates in Arkansas that will see construction over the next few weeks, spanning from Alma to Fayetteville.
When a vehicle is driving down a divided highway or interstate and they depart the roadway and cross into oncoming traffic, they are traveling at high rates of speed, and then it's often a head-on collision. Those are the most dangerous types of crashes that we see, and oftentimes the most fatal. And so these cable median barriers are proven to significantly reduce those types of crashes and increase safety on roadways.
RDOT says construction is already underway and should be complete sometime by the end of next month. It says traffic will not be heavily impacted.
Well, President Trump is holding strong on his deadline for tariffs to go into effect on Friday on nations that do not reach new trade agreements with the U.S. And as that deadline approaches, the president signed off on a series of tariffs today involving Brazil and copper. This comes as the Fed says it's not lowering interest rates.
President Trump signed an executive order Wednesday imposing a 50% tariff on most Brazilian goods and a universal 50% tax on copper imports, including pipes, wires, and cables, aimed at reducing what his administration described as an unsustainable dependence on foreign materials. This comes as the president says he's ready to impose a 25% tariff on India.
They sell a lot to us, but we don't buy from them. You know why? Because the tariff is so high. They have one of the highest tariffs in the world. Now they're willing to cut it very substantially, but we'll see what happens.
New Delhi says it will evaluate Trump's latest comments. The U.S. and India have held multiple rounds of trade talks, but have not come to an agreement. President Trump also says he expects to reach a very fair deal with China after recent trade talks in Sweden.
We're moving along with China. We're doing fine with China. I think it's going to work out very well.
As the president pushes to secure more trade deals ahead of his fast approaching tariff deadline, the Federal Reserve is keeping interest rates steady despite pressure from Trump. For weeks, the president has been lobbying Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. At a press conference Wednesday, Powell said the Fed continues to monitor what kind of impact the administration's tariffs will have on the economy.
Changes to government policies continue to evolve, and their effects on the economy remain uncertain. Higher tariffs have begun to show through more clearly to prices of some goods, but their overall effects on economic activity and inflation remain to be seen.
There is growing speculation on Wall Street that the Fed could lower interest rates in September. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
President Trump also said the U.S. will charge a 15% tariff on imports from South Korea as part of a new trade agreement. And President Trump is launching an effort to make it easier for Americans to access their own medical records. More than 60 companies have signed a pledge to help develop new ways to make patients' data more widely accessible. Some of those companies include Amazon, Apple, and Google. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services says the companies have committed to deliver results by early next year, but the agency did not detail any specific benchmarks the group is expected to meet. Privacy advocates are concerned that making patients' data more widely accessible also means it could be less secure.
A Rogers High School student's academic excellence is making waves tonight. Rob Waddups not only scored a perfect 36 on his ACT, he's also using his achievement as a platform to inspire change. His passion for learning now fueling his efforts to provide others with the tools that they need to succeed.
I want to be able to teach more kids who generally don't get access to the advice and things that I was able to have. So going through and at my school, or maybe even expanding it to other schools in the district, being able to tutor kids who wouldn't otherwise get the opportunity to be taught and just provide that service for people.
Says he is committed to sharing his knowledge through tutoring, aiming to leveling the playing field for all students. Says he believes confidence and calmness are keys to successful test taking. As we get closer to the start of school, experts say changes need to be made now to have a smooth start. Medical professionals say parents can start implementing small changes over the next couple of weeks. That includes going to bed earlier or even waking the kids up when you get ready for work in the morning.
We're going from basically in the summertime being able to do or eat what we want, sleep wherever we're wanting to, and getting back into a routine is hard for anybody, but especially kiddos. They kind of thrive on routine. So that's a big change for them.
It's also recommended to have a conversation with your child about their mental health before the school year starts.